Hello, everybody. I want to start the video by saying thank you for watching, and we're gonna get into it real quick. So the main idea for this video is life maxing. What is it? So instead of trying to optimize every second of your life, just trying to be as efficient as possible. Just maximize your experience of life, your experience of being human. And I want to do like I wrote down a list of kind of like around 10 points, 10 to 12 points, just to be able to achieve this goal, be able to life max, basically. Let's get into it. So first point is drown in your sorrow. What does this mean? This means to stop running from your negative emotions. Um, Most people try to distract themselves from pain, and the reality of you can only control how you react to the situations. Uh, living a life, living a life free of sorrow, free of pain, free of negative emotions. That's not gonna get you anywhere. That's not gonna build any character, and that's just not how life works. That's very unrealistic. I would say that sadness isn't the enemy. Um, avoiding your problems is going and gooning, going out and just doing drugs, smoking weed, drinking every night to avoid your problems. That's the problem. And these things easily can easily become like the way out, because I've been there. I've been there. I can tell you. I used to smoke a lot of weed, do a lot of drugs in general when I was younger. And there were days that I would just sit in my car thinking, bro, like, how do I escape this? Like, how do I become better? How do I just stop doing all these drugs? And for me, it was just, I had to do a lot of internal work, but thankfully now I drink from time to time. I haven't smoked in a while, but I mean, I have no dependency on it. I'm not trying to escape my problems. I would say I'm not where I need to be, maybe. And I still need to do more work. Uh, but definitely I'm 100% better than what I used to be when I was 20 years old. My second point is get out of your comfort zone. It's very easy to go to work, go to the gym or whatever your habits are, daily habits. It's very easy to do this and just get comfortable, live a comfortable life. Don't do anything crazy, don't do anything out of the ordinary for you. And it's like this is not how you grow as a person. This is not how you grow as a man. Uh, Confidence. You can build confidence by doing crazy things, courageous things, um, risky things. You gotta go out there and just experience life to its fullest. You can't be sitting on the couch every day, just watching Netflix, watching porn, scrolling through social media, doom scrolling. Like, dude, go talk to strangers. Go start a business. Go to the gym. Start posting content online. Do a YouTube channel. Like your comfort zone is nice. It feels good, but that's all it's gonna ever be. Just like a little safe space where you're gonna feel good and you're never gonna grow. Moving on, you gotta understand that everything kills you. Everything out there in the world is trying to kill you. And I see personally the day after day people that are, trying to avoid sugar, trying to avoid like a Diet Coke, trying to avoid like a cigarette, trying to like, oh, I don't drink. And I'm not judging, I know everybody has their own things they're dealing with, their own kind of like way to go about life. The problem is when you start to obsess about it, right? That's when the problem happens. And people are obsessed over avoiding risk. They don't want to lose money. They don't want to try something new. They don't want to break a rule that they have, and the honest truth is that life is fatal. Living is killing you. Like every day you're dying. And that's just how it is. The goal is shouldn't be to maximize safety, to maximize a healthy lifestyle. Which I don't, and I'm not trying to say that not be healthy, don't do healthy choices, but it's like not obsess about it. The goal is to live a meaningful life. If you if you're trying to go about life like, hey, I can't have this, I can't do that, I can't do this because I'm trying to be healthy. I'm trying to like not do sugar. I'm trying to not do alcohol. I'm trying to not to, you know. And maybe this contradicts other stuff that I'm gonna say, but the truth is that everything causes damage. Too much sunlight causes damage. A little bit of sunlight is super good for you, for your skin, for your health, for your just like your sleep, for everything. Sitting all day causes damage, but a little bit of rest is always good. Resting enough, that's how you grow, how your body kind of like recovers and gets better. Just applying a little bit of stress from time to time is gonna help you grow. Otherwise, how are you gonna be like, you can't be this snowflake that has never um you can be a snowflake that has never dealt with anything, any sort of stress, any sort of hardship in life. Everything has trade-offs. You're not trying to The goal shouldn't be to try to survive forever. The goal is, it should be to be living before you die. Well, moving on to number 4. Don't be fearful. And fear is just natural. Everybody's fearful about something. But the truth of the matter is, fear destroys more dreams than failure. The fear of not trying, the fear of like, uh, of not being safe, the fear of the what could happen, you know. And the truth of the matter is, most of these fears they don't even happen, bro. They're just your mind messing with you, you know. And a lot of them also stem from like your childhood, childhood trauma, or your parents telling you, "Hey, don't do this because that this is gonna happen." Grown ups trying to protect a little kid. But once you get out of your teens, once you go into your 20s, bro, like you gotta stop having fears. Not, and this sounds stupid, but maybe like, and fear helps you in some sort of way, but like fear of everything, of living life, like, dude, what are you trying to like achieve, most people are haunted by things that have never existed. There's scared of the dark, they're scared of frogs, they're scared of spiders, they're scared of like going out to like a new neighborhood. And I get it, we're trying to be safe, we're trying to live, but sometimes doing the thing that you're scared of is going to be the best experience of your life. Number 5 is going to be understand who you are. And most of us are spending our lives trying to like please other people, trying to please our parents or friends. Um, and we don't even know what we want, what we desire, which is messed up. Most people are living according to other people's expectations. And I would say the best way to find yourself and understand yourself is going to be to spend time alone. Write. You don't have to write. You can make a video just like for yourself. You could just talk to your camera and then watch it, or just like go out and go out to the beach and meditate on your thoughts. Try things. I would say that's another big one. When you try new things, it's gonna help you understand what you like and what you don't like. What do you value in life? What kind of life do you want to live? Look up for mentors. Look out for mentors. Look out for people that you admire. Look out in your life. Look around your life and see, what do I like? What do I admire? What am I good at? What can I improve at? What do I enjoy doing? Like all these things are there are some questions that you gotta sit down and answer, right? And it's very important because if you don't understand yourself, you're gonna go through life and you're gonna be 50 years old and you're gonna be like, what have I been doing with my life? I'm at a point in life where and maybe I'm young, I'm 28, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I do think that there are people that live their whole lives and you see videos of people talking about it. They're like 6 years old. And like, hey, I wasted my whole life. And if you want to avoid this while you're young, while in your late teens and young 20s, like middle, early 20s, yeah, understand who you are, try new things, meditate on your thoughts, ask questions. Number six is it's okay to not be what you want to be. And in a social media age where, everybody's living their best lives according to Instagram and whatever, YouTube, everybody's riding a Lamborghini, everybody owns a house at 25, or a penthouse in the beach in Miami. Everybody's traveling all around the world. It's very easy to feel like you're behind. And it's okay to not be where you want to be? It's okay to be behind. And even if you're not, even if it's like a mental thing that you're going through, it's okay to feel that way. Like, accept it. Yeah, I'm behind. Yeah, I gotta go to work. I gotta get to work. I gotta make more money. I gotta develop my life. Everybody's at a different place, bro. Everybody's moving at a different pace. Progress, how much you're progressing throughout the year matters more than where you are. You gotta look back and be like, hey, 5 years ago, I couldn't even thought about having what I have right now, the skills I have, the knowledge I have, the body I have. Because me personally, I've been working out, and working out, it's one of those things that takes time, to see the results. Especially if you're natural, you're gonna take years before you see your body really change. And dude, like, yeah, there's some people that have an amazing body, but it took them 10 years to achieve it. You gotta understand that. There's some people that have a lot of money. It took them years to achieve that. It's okay to not be where you want to be because that I mean as long as that motivates you and drives you to be better and to actually try to improve your life. It's okay, you know? You're not behind. You're not really behind. You're just not where you want to be, you know? And that's okay. We're never as humans, we're never going to be satisfied. We're always going to want more. We're always going to be wanting to improve. And if we compare ourselves with other people that have more than us, that have the body that we want, that have the house, the girl that we want, we're always gonna want it. It's just how human psychology works. In a sense, ignorance is bliss is always like a good quote that I enjoy reflecting on because, dude, like you see these people that um are naive and they're having the best lives. They don't care because they don't know any better. And as soon as you start seeing these things that are like, oh wow, this guy's making so much money, whatever, on crypto, this guy's making money on stocks, this guy, like you start wanting those things. And this happens to me a lot, like, and I wouldn't say it's a good thing or bad, but I see, like as a human being, as a normal human being, I see other people and I'm like, shit, I want that, you know? I want that, but it's okay. I mean, if you really want it, work for it, but don't think life is gonna just hand you these things. Moving on, this is honestly one of my favorite things on the list. Um, and basically is life is more than productivity. This I feel really deep about because in the US, I'm Cuban. I'm originally from Cuba, from the island, but I was raised here in Miami, Florida. And the life here in the US is just very kind of like, how productive can you be? I think that's one of the most important things here in the US. Like how efficient can you be? How productive can you be? Can you work 50, 60, 70 hours? And you see these people just like, especially men working. And nowadays you see a lot of women too, just working their asses off. They have no social life. They have no identity. They have nothing. Everything is their work. Everything is a hustle. Like even when they're off, they're working. Even when they're at a coffee shop, they're not with their friends. They're with their computer. And I I am one of those people sometimes, like because I have so little time and I forget that, you know, life happens outside of work. Life happens outside of responsibilities. Who you are is the person that when you're free to do whatever you want to do and the things that you're doing then, that's who you are. Your hobbies, your interest, who you spend time with outside of work and outside of your family, like that's who you are as a person. We are not machines. We are not all numbers and stats and freaking just, money. This doesn't mean that you're a lazy person. I mean, like, not wanting to work 50, 60 hours, that does not mean that you're lazy. It just means that you enjoy your life, that you want to spend time with yourself or with your friends. You want to go out and see a concert or just go on a boat and just see the ocean. Nobody's gonna remember like what you did at work, bro. At the end of the day, for these corporations, for these companies, you're like another piece of whatever. Another, what we're called in the job market? Human resources, human capital, or whatever. I don't know. Right now, English is my second language, and sometimes I just forget words. But the point is, you're just another number for this company. They could replace you tomorrow. You die today, by 3 days, in 3 days, they have somebody else. So who cares? Who cares, dude? Like, don't take your job that serious. I'm not saying don't enjoy what you do in at work. Like, don't have a profession. Like, if you have your own business, yeah, of course you want to do a good job and like and dedicate time to it so it grows and stuff. But life is more about that, bro. We're here to procreate and make relationships and socialize and enjoy art, create something beautiful so other people can enjoy it. Today, in today's society, especially in the West, it's just like, and everything that people value is like either money, your status, and like, dude, what the hell? How about how great a person you are, your personality, your social skills, your understanding of art, of math, of science. Like those things also have value, you know? Your worth as a human being is not measured in how efficient you are, what is your output, how productive you are. That's not your worth as a human being. Nobody's gonna remember your spreadsheets at work, how much hours you put in. Nobody's gonna remember that in 10 years, in 15, in 20 years. You're gonna remember how many, like the vacations you went to, the time you spent with your dad and your mom, when they're gone, your friends, the time you spend with your friends. Dude, like life is not as long as we think it is. My dad passed away at 50, in his 50s. I had my best friend had an accident in his 20s. We don't understand how lucky we are to be alive, and we gotta start acting like it. We gotta start appreciating what we have. And yeah, work is important. Yeah, making money is important, but at the same time, living your life is above all of that. Number eight, this one's also something that I feel pretty strongly about, and I do I do feel strong about this because I fall into this sometimes. And it's don't get into stupid arguments. Like, dude, you know how many times I've started to argue with people and I'm like, and then by the middle of the argument, I'm like, dude, what am I even doing? Why am I losing my energy on this? Like going back and forth on something that I don't even believe in, like fully. Arguing with my mom, with my friends, with just anybody. Like, dude, it doesn't really matter. Nobody cares that you won an argument or you lost it in the end. If you're not like doing this professionally, arguing professionally, like a lawyer or like a professional debater or something, nobody cares. So stop arguing with stupid people that because humans are like this. We're gonna argue. We're a lot of us are contrarians. So whatever somebody says, we want to go the other way, the other direction, and argue. And just we heard something that we haven't even fact checked, and we're defending this idea. Oh no, I heard this. Oh no, but I heard this, and this is how it should be. And we're like, whatever, dude. Nobody cares. It's not really that deep. It's not that deep. Arguments are about ego. It's like, who's right? Yeah, I'm right because I know better than you. I'm smarter than you. I'm better than you. Whatever. Winning arguments often costs more than it's worth. The smarter person in the room is the person that leaves the argument first. Number nine is stop putting money above everything. This goes back to this one specifically. It's just money has to do with everything in your life, especially in a capitalist society like we have in the West, like we have in the US. And money is important. Money is a tool. You could use money to do a lot of good, but it is not the purpose of life. The purpose of life is not here, hey, I'm gonna make as much money as possible. And for some people it is, you know. I'm not gonna hate on them for making money. That's something I'm never gonna do. I'm never gonna hate on somebody for making money. But when you start putting money above everything, it's kind of like it becomes your master. And that's not how it should be. Money should be your servant. You should be the master of money. Money shouldn't be your master. And everything you do in life doesn't have to be tied to money. You start doing a new hobby, you don't have to make money out of it. I'm doing these YouTube videos. I don't really care if I make money or not out of it. Obviously, it would be nice if I could make money, but it's not like the goal of it. It's not the goal. The goal should be to make something that you enjoy doing while at the same time you're giving something to the world that didn't exist before. The goal should be creating. It shouldn't be like, oh, I'm making I'm making money off of this. I'm making money off of that. This is gonna bring me more money, you know? And I'm not saying don't improve your skills. I'm not saying don't work. I'm not saying, but people sacrifice health, time, relationships, like the most important things in life, basically, for money. And when it all comes down to it, dude, it's not gonna matter how much money you had in the bank. You're gonna die just like everybody else. They're gonna put you in the same hole that everybody else, or burn you a lot, or burn your dead body after you're gone. So it doesn't really matter. Number 10, and this video is getting very long. I apologize for that. But number 10 is gonna be have a good attitude. Having a good attitude is more important than being lucky, being talented, knowing the right people. Well, that's really important, but because that's gonna open a lot of doors. But having a good attitude is just gonna it's gonna be, I would say, as important as just like having a good network. Having the right attitude is gonna help you. It's gonna help you recover from like any negative thing that happens in your life. It's gonna attract people to your life. It's going to create opportunities that otherwise wouldn't be there. You know how many times I've gotten just like a good friendship out of just having a nice attitude, a good conversation. Yeah, so I mean there's not really much to say about having a right attitude, but what I do want to say is that life is going to be so much better when you have a good attitude towards things, toward even when when shit's going down and when you're having a bad day or a bad week or a bad month, dude, just like it's life is never it's not always gonna be like that, you know? You're gonna have good things, you're gonna have bad things happen to you. You're gonna be sad one day, you're gonna be happy the other. You're gonna, you're gonna go through hard stuff, and that's just how life is. There's gonna be days where who knows? You might have to sleep in your car. There's gonna be days where you lose a lot of money in the stock market. There's gonna be days where you lose a friend. But there's also gonna be days where you're gonna find the love of your life. There's also gonna be the day when your child is born. There's also gonna be a day when you get a promotion and you reach a certain amount of money that you want to make per year, where you get the right job, where you finish college, those days, there's also going to be days like that. You get a new car, you learn a new skill, you're succeeding in your business. You're also going to have those days. So, yeah, just keep a good attitude and you'll see how it's for the better. My number 11, be a jester. And this is kind of something, this word jester is kind of something that's been going around lately. So I kind of wanted to use it, but it basically means to not take yourself too seriously. You got to learn to laugh at yourself. Look at your life and be like, dude, I'm not as important as I think I am. I'm just a fool trying to live life. I don't know anything about life. Some people you see them with they got a good job, they got a good girl, they got a whatever. Their life is good. Yeah, dude. Nobody cares like that. No, they're gonna think about you for a second and then that's it. You know? Don't take yourself too seriously, bro. Even the best people in life, the most talented people in life, not all of them. There's some of them that think they're the shit, that their shit don't stink. But a lot of them, you see them, they're very humble. They're they don't get offended. They have a thick skin. And that's really important. When you stop putting your ego in such a high pedestal and stop demanding respect every second, like you're the shit, bro. Like nobody cares, dude. Me personally, I'm a person that even if you have $1 million, I'm just gonna treat you like as I treat everybody. You know, if you have a good attitude towards me, yeah, I'm gonna treat you good. I'm gonna, make a good conversation with you. But if you're a piece of shit of a person, dude, I don't care if you have $10 million. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you, because yeah, I don't care. I don't care about you. And that's how people should feel about yourself. When you see people that are, oh, I know this, I know better than you. Yeah, okay, good. No, nobody cares. Number 12. Let's go on. Number 12 is don't be afraid of embarrassing yourself. And I'm just gonna keep going on the same point. Like nobody cares, dude. Nobody cares. The biggest person the person that should care the most is yourself. And when you embarrass yourself, yeah, maybe some people have a laugh. Maybe somebody makes fun of you. Yeah, who cares? They're gonna make fun of you for 5 seconds and then that's it. They're gonna move on. That's the worst that could happen. But the best that could happen is you try something new. Your business succeeds, You create a business and you gotta get out there. You gotta sell for the business or you gotta do advertisement or you gotta make a video or you gotta make this. You gotta go out and make a fool of yourself. Yeah, you might get embarrassed, but nobody cares. Nobody really cares. They might care for 5 seconds. They might look at you and be like, "Oh, look at this fool," and that's gonna be 5 seconds of whatever. And you don't, who knows? Who knows? If you gotta ask a girl out, ask her out, bro. What she's gonna say? No. Oh, I don't like you. If you wanna start a YouTube channel, start the YouTube channel. Who's gonna say shit? Your friends? The people, whatever, whoever knows you, somebody that doesn't even know you. let them say shit, bro. Like, who cares? You want to learn how to dance? Me personally, this is something that I want to do. I want to learn how to dance, and I'm super embarrassed. But either I stay like this and I don't know how, and I don't learn like whatever salsa or whatever I want to learn because I'm embarrassed and I never learn, or I just go out there make a fool of myself for 5 seconds, for a minute, for 10 minutes, for a day, and then I learn, and then I can enjoy being able to dance. I mean, and I dance, but I'm not gonna say I'm a great dancer, but I still dance. I make a fool of myself. I don't care because it's really not that deep. It's really not. And I would say I want to end it on this because this video has been taking too long, honestly. And the last thing that I want to finish, the last point I want to finish this with is life is shorter than you think. Like I was saying before, my dad passed away after in his 50s. My grandpa, he died like in his 60s, you know? One of my best friends had a super big accident in his 20s, you know? There's people that are not gonna get a full life. And what I mean by a full life is like yeah, like 80, 90 years. And who's to say that you're gonna get that? Nobody, nobody. I was watching like a reel or something, like a TikTok, whatever, and it said you only get 10 summers in your 20s. You're only gonna be young for so long. You're only gonna be alive for so long. Life is not as as long as you think, you know. It's long and you have time to make an impact, but we're not gonna live forever. You don't have unlimited days. One day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna realize there are fewer years ahead of you than behind you, and it's gonna be crazy. And for me, my 20s went like basically like, oh my God, it was like a movie, like a now 1 hour movie. And now I'm 28, almost 29, almost 30. My 20s went away, and I'm kind of like more focused on like making it count now. Than when I was younger. When I was younger, I was just smoking weed every day, losing my days, not being, not doing anything of importance with my life. And yeah, man, life is not as long as we might think. I want to end this on a good note. Life maxing isn't about becoming richer, stronger, smarter, or more productive than everybody else. It's about experiencing life deeply enough that when it's over, you can honestly say you were here. Like I said, not about making more money, not about becoming more looks maxing or whatever, or like brain maxing or whatever stupid stuff nowadays. It's about living life, understanding that who you are outside of work, outside of is who you are as a human being, you know? And enjoying your life doesn't have to be, it's for everybody. It should be for everybody. Everybody should be able to enjoy their lives. And yeah, I just want to end it on that. Thank you so much for watching. And if you really like the content, if you like what I said, um, I know it's not perfect. It's not as good as I want it to be. I'm definitely trying to get better. And yeah, subscribe to the channel, comment your experience, um, and let me know. Thank you for watching.